Hello and welcome. In this video, we'll be talking about childhood trauma adaptations, superpowers, and kryptonite, part 2. This is such an important topic, and I'm so excited to share this content with you. But before we get started, let me share a little bit more about who I am and why I'm sharing this with you today. I'm Annie Wright. I'm a licensed psychotherapist and a trauma clinician with a specialty in relational trauma recovery. I'm also the founder of a boutique trauma-informed therapy center. And in addition to this, I'm also an online course creator and a published mental health writer with my pieces and opinions appearing in Forbes, Business Insider, NBC, and the Huffington Post, among others. Every bit of my work in the world, whether this is through my clinical work, through my online courses, or through content like this that I put out into the world, is designed to support those who come from childhood trauma backgrounds to have the best adulthood possible despite adverse early beginnings. If who I am and what I share resonates with you, please be sure to subscribe to this YouTube channel and sign up for my newsletter in the show notes below. And now, as part of helping you have the best adulthood possible, despite how you may have started out in life, we are going to explore today's topic: childhood trauma adaptations, superpowers, and kryptonite, part 2. In this episode, we'll cover the following: why childhood trauma adaptations are not good or bad, they are both and; how childhood trauma adaptations can become adult superpowers, and more. But before we dive into today's topic, I just want to say that I am so glad to connect with you, and I truly hope that what I share here can be of support to you. And very importantly, please remember, no matter where you're starting from, change is possible. With that in mind, let's begin this journey together by exploring today's topic: childhood trauma adaptations, superpowers, and kryptonite, part 2. In our last episode, part 1 of this 3-part series, we explored how children form adaptations as survival mechanisms to basically make sense of what they endured in traumatic situations. We also explored what 8 common childhood trauma adaptations can look like, and I provided cognitive and behavioral examples of how these can play out. Today, in this second of the 3-part series, we're going to explore how all of these adaptations can become someone's proverbial superpowers. To start, let's discuss why childhood trauma adaptations are not good or bad, they are both and. Very likely, if you watched the prior video where I listed out the common childhood trauma adaptations, again, in episode 1 of this 3-part series, you may have viewed them negatively or with some sense of heaviness as I shared it, right? Maybe thinking, ugh, I see myself in this list, this sucks. But before you get too self-critical, I want to emphasize something that's very important. Despite the fact that these childhood trauma adaptations may have sprung from very painful experiences and may feel challenging to reflect on, it's important to bear in mind that these adaptations, like with most everything in life, are not simply good or bad. They're both and. Meaning that each of these adaptations, no matter how quote-unquote bad they may seem on the surface, probably equipped you with unique skills and gifts in your adulthood long after they helped you survive overwhelming childhood experiences. They became your proverbial superpowers as much as they may have felt like your proverbial kryptonite. How can childhood trauma adaptations become adult superpowers? Let's unpack this more. Childhood trauma adaptations, once purely survival mechanisms, can evolve into adult superpowers, qualities and characteristics that enhance resilience, creativity, empathy, and, quite frankly, even success in navigating life's challenges and opportunities. What do I mean by this? Let's use that list we previously provided. Hypervigilance, for example, can develop into exceptional situational awareness and analytical skills. Individuals accustomed to constantly scanning their environments for danger can become adept at noticing subtleties and details others may overlook. In professional settings, this can translate into super strong strategic planning abilities and an uncanny aptitude for risk assessment, valuable in roles requiring quick decision making or identifying potential risk issues before they arise. Another example from our list: people pleasing behaviors. Perhaps rooted in an attempt to keep volatile people calm in childhood, it may have resulted in a deeper understanding of human emotions and needs in adulthood. Honestly, people pleasing behaviors can foster extraordinary empathy and communication skills. Those of us with strong people pleasing skills often excel in careers that require nurturing relationships, such as counseling, customer service, or healthcare, where their intuitive ability to meet and anticipate others' needs can be a significant asset. Now, another example of a quality that often gets a lot of negative perception from that list we shared earlier: disassociation. Disassociation, while absolutely a complex response to trauma, can lead to a remarkable capacity for creative problem solving and innovation. The ability to mentally step back from immediate emotional responses can allow for a unique perspective on challenging situations, contributing to inventive solutions that might not be immediately apparent to others. Another reframe on an adaptation I personally strongly resonate with: the drive for perfectionism, when balanced, can result in high achievement and exceptional performance in academic and professional endeavors. The key is in leveraging this trait to set high but achievable standards and learning to see mistakes as opportunities for growth rather than failures. I also strongly resonate with control-seeking behaviors, another adaptation from that list we previously shared. Here's a reframe on it. Control-seeking behaviors can translate into strong organizational and leadership skills. The desire to create order and predictability can be a boon in roles that require meticulous attention to detail and the ability to manage complex projects or teams. Another example of those adaptations is impulsivity. So let's reframe it. Impulsivity, when channeled constructively, can lead to bold and innovative actions. In fast-paced industries where seizing the moment is key, the ability to act decisively and without hesitation can be a valuable trait. A final reframe on the final adaptation from that prior list: avoidance. Avoidance strategies can evolve into a skill for focusing on what truly matters, enabling individuals to steer clear of unnecessary conflicts and prioritize their mental and emotional well-being. This can lead to better work-life balance and the ability to concentrate efforts on the most impactful areas of that person's life. So each of these adaptations, when recognized and harnessed effectively, can contribute to a person's success in various spheres of life, right? Turning past challenges into sources of strength. In other words, they become proverbial superpowers, skills and strengths that can serve us well as adults and even lend themselves to our academic, professional, and financial success. But alongside these positive reframes on how our childhood trauma adaptations may have served us, it's also important to understand that they may also have the potential to serve as kryptonite in adulthood. We'll unpack this more in our final episode of this 3-part series on childhood trauma adaptations. For now, though, as we wrap up this video, can you see how your childhood trauma adaptation has become a proverbial superpower for you as an adult today? How has this superpower played out for you and even brought you success? If you feel so inclined, please leave a message below so that others can benefit from your share and wisdom. You really never know who on the other side of the world you might be helping when you share your story. Finally, if you're still not sure if this content applies to you, if you're still not sure if you come from a childhood trauma history or suffer its impacts, I would invite you to take my signature quiz. Do I come from a childhood trauma background? It's a 5-minute, 25-question quiz I created that can be incredibly illuminating and will point you in the direction of a wide variety of resources that can be of further help to you. Plus, when you take the quiz, you'll be added to my mailing list where you'll receive twice a month letters from me sharing original high quality essays with accompanying YouTube videos and audios you can stream, all of it devoted to the topic of childhood trauma recovery. It's also where I share more about me as a person, my life, and how I'm journeying through my own childhood trauma recovery and general adulthood. My newsletters are the only place where I share intimate glimpses into my life, including photos, the resources that are supporting me, the things I've discovered that delight me, words that are uplifting me, the practices that nourish me, and more. So please be sure to sign up for my mailing list, whether or not you want to take the quiz. I'll link to both of these things in the show notes below. Finally, thank you so much for listening to me today. I truly hope that even a small part of what I shared today felt helpful to you. If you found value in this information and would like to stay connected with my latest content, please consider giving the episode a like. It helps more than you know. Also, subscribing to my channel and turning on the notification bell ensures you're always up to date with my newest episodes. I appreciate your support and look forward to continuing this journey with you. So thank you. And until next time, please take such good care of yourself. You're so worth it.